Yo, so I don't know if you guys have heard of Jxmyhighroller before, but he's a pretty amazing NBA YouTuber. Definitely check him out. This video is I've never seen anything like this by Jxmyhighroller. Let's check it out.
We are now in the final stretch of the 2023 NBA season, and after nearly 6 months of games, head-to-head matchups, and some of the best performances we've ever seen, we still don't have a definitive MVP. Usually by this point in the season, there's a general consensus as to who the most valuable player is. But not this year, because this season we are watching the greatest,
who y'all got for
deepest,
MVP?
and
Comment down
weirdest
below.
MVP race we've ever seen.
Also, we're really let's
Today's
hit 200
video is brought to you
subscribers
by SeatGeek.
soon.
With the NBA season,
No, we have 151. Let's hit it hopefully by the next 10 days. Bro. Okay.
MVP race came down to Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Fake stats.
In
Curry finished third.
2022, the MVP race narrowed down to Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. And this season, 3 players have distanced themselves from the rest of the league, and those players are, once again, Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. We are now 3 seasons into this battle of big men supremacy, and the gap between the 3 of them has only gotten smaller to the point to where we have no idea who should win the coveted award. But it's easy to lose sight of the magnitude of what these guys are doing night to night. Embiid looks like a Shaq-Hakeem hybrid right now, and the league has absolutely no answer for it. 30 and 15 is just another day in the office for Giannis, and Jokic continues to make the NBA look like a side hobby. NBA fans are spoiled, so to demonstrate just how dominant these 3 big men are, here's a list of every single big man in NBA history who finished a season with a PER of 30 or more.
Player efficiency rating. Man, I don't want the ads, bro. Skip the ads. Come on. What is with the ads? Will Chamberlain, Will Chamberlain, Will Chamberlain. Okay. David Robinson. Shaquille. Anthony Davis, Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. Wow.
And that's it. A mark that's only been accomplished in 18 seasons by big men, and half of those seasons belong to Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. In fact, Giannis is the first player in modern NBA history to average at least 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Embiid is the first player in modern history to average at least 33, 10, and 4 a game. And Jokic is the only player in modern NBA history to average at least 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists.
On the season?
We are witnessing 3 historically significant seasons right now. Well, actually, despite the MVP conversation narrowing down to just these 3.
They should postpone the MVP announcement to the end of the playoffs. So whoever wins the championship or whoever gets the farthest, they should give them the MVP.
We're seeing statistical explosions around the league from players who aren't even getting a mention for the coveted award. To put into perspective just how well you have to be playing this season to really have a chance at the MVP, Jason Tatum is averaging 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, and he's fallen out of the MVP discussion. 30,
because he's not playing
9,
much,
and 5 a game.
Inconsistent.
A stat line so good that LeBron James has never accomplished it. Neither did Michael Jordan, or Kobe, or Durant, or Bird,
it's too obscure of
a... In fact, Jason Tatum is the first and only wing in NBA history to achieve this stat line. And yet, he has no shot at winning the MVP, despite his team having the second best record in the league.
Odds.
But at least Tatum is propelling the Celtics to wins, because Luka Doncic was the favorite to win the MVP coming into the season.
After that 52-point performance by Embiid, he's the favorite.
14 of their last 19 games. His chances of winning the award have completely evaporated, turning what should have been an all-time great season into an utter disaster. Luka is averaging 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists a game right now. A stat line that has never been accomplished in the history of the NBA. Through points and assists, Luka has generated 47% of the Dallas Mavericks' points this season, which makes him easily
impressive.
the most potent offensive weapon in the NBA. A
Where Curry
wide
at?
gap on even the league's best players. So, in terms of value, Luka's is off the charts, but still not nearly enough to earn him the title as the league's most valuable player. In 2017, the regular season race for the MVP was a close one. Looking back, some people even referred to it as one of the greatest MVP races in NBA history.
I'm pretty sure Westbrook won over Harden in like rebounds, right?
Those that rose above the rest of the league that season were Westbrook, Harden, Kawhi, and LeBron. And in terms of game-to-game impact, these were their game score averages for that season. Westbrook leading the NBA with an average game score of 24.9, with Harden and LeBron just slightly trailing him. But over the last 6 years, the game has changed.
It has.
Because here are the game score leaders from this season. 5 players, all topping Westbrook's MVP season.
Should not
the standard
They got
for
like
what
30
we
wins
expect
this
from the
season,
league's most valuable player has never been higher than it is today. So with the MVP coming down to the wire, how will voters decide who will win the award? Well, on Basketball Reference, there's a page called NBA MVP Award Tracker, which uses a model based on previous voting results to try and predict who will win the MVP in the current season, or at least who has the best odds. And at the moment, the top 5 MVP candidates are James Harden with 3%, Jason Tatum with 3.6%, Giannis with 7.9%, Embiid with 10.6%, and currently sitting at the number 1 spot is Nikola Jokic with a staggering 66.4% probability of winning the award for the 3rd straight season. But Basketball Reference isn't the only source that has Jokic as the heavy favorite to win the MVP this season. Estimated box plus minus is one of the best all-in-one advanced statistics in basketball. An updated version of the traditional plus minus stat, but with far more factors and variables baked into it. And dating back to 2014, when estimated plus minus was first introduced, the league leader in EPM has gone on to win the MVP 6 of the last 9 seasons. And among all players, the league leaders in estimated plus minus this season are Jokic, Embiid, Lillard, Butler, and Durant. Once again, Jokic having a slight edge over Embiid and a considerable lead above Giannis. But possibly the most revealing metric of all comes from 538 and their Raptor War stat. Introduced to the world in 2019, this predictive model is about as convoluted and elaborate as one can possibly get. I mean, at this point, we're about 1 step away from a course in advanced mathematics. But to find the purpose of this statistic, look no further than its name. Robust algorithm using player tracking and on-off ratings with wins above replacement.
What?
Or a very fancy way of saying we used every metric under the sun to reveal how valuable a player is relative to everyone else. It's complicated, but it's good. And in terms of Raptor War, here are the top 100 most valuable players in the league. Towards the bottom, you have players like Jose Alvarado, TJ McConnell, and Tyrese Maxey with Raptor Wars around 3. Climb up the chart, and the first player to crack the top 50 is Lou Dort, followed by Austin Reeves and Zach LaVine, all around a score of
pretty
about
low
5.
on this list.
Keep climbing, and you'll find the best players in the entire league. Giannis with a score of 9, SGA with a score of 9.2, Jimmy Butler with 9.3, and Dame, Embiid, and Luka as the only players to crack a double-digit Raptor War with scores of 11, 12.2, and 12.3 respectively. Well, actually, Jokic also has a score in the double digits. In fact, Nikola Jokic has a mark so high, it looks like a typo. So with all the numbers and odds unanimously pointing at Jokic to win this year's MVP, at this point, this should be all wrapped up. But it's not. In the most recent MVP ladder released by the NBA themselves, the number 1 spot is actually held by Joel Embiid, followed by Jokic in second. Our friends over at DraftKings have Embiid as the favorite at the moment as well, with a sizable lead over both Jokic and Giannis. But this wasn't the case just a couple weeks ago. For what felt like virtually the entire season, Nikola Jokic was leading the charge for this year's regular season MVP. The Nuggets had the best record in the NBA. Jokic's game-changing dominance was as strong.
Even if like the if Jokic is deserving, since he got 2 back-to-back, there'll kind of be a voters fatigue, so they won't really vote for him.
As ever, and for the last 3 months, it felt like his third
everybody
MVP
likes variety,
was
right?
all but inevitable.
Because
and then it
kind of
happened.
get bored seeing the same person win 3 times in a row.
So I didn't know if I wanted to wait to bring this conversation on No Mercy, or was it appropriate for First Take? And damn it, I'm here, so it's appropriate for First Take. So let me get us in outside of our comfort zone a little bit when we talk about the MVP conversation. When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. What do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
Should Embiid be the MVP front
Bro, what is he insinuating? Is he saying they're all white?
runner?
Okay, well, don't come giving me this stuff about a triple-double. I don't want to hear that. Early in the season, about 30 games in...
Bro, why is this man on TV? He's the dumbest, like the absolute dumbest NBA analyst. Like even in his playing career, he was ass cheeks. He was the definition of ass cheeks.
He's actually around 9.5, 9.8. And then all of a sudden, he started searching for them assists to get it up above 10. So don't come giving me nothing about a triple-double.
My exact reaction.
Don't come up here telling me about
Bro, why is Perkins on national TV?
You sitting here and saying Nikola Jokic is having his numbers padded? Is that what you're saying?
You heard what the hell I said.
Stephen, I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take.
You gotta mean all
I
offense.
think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did.
You did.
Yes, you did.
You very much did.
Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated it's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
Bro. My God, bro. Why
In
is this
one of the
dude?
most egregious cases of media bias I've ever seen, Kendrick Perkins goes on national television and completely sabotages Nikola Jokic's potential MVP run.
No,
with false
nobody listening to
propaganda.
Perkins. Relax.
Immediately following these statements, the conversation regarding the most valuable player in the league became diluted with narratives that had nothing to do with basketball. And for the first time all season, the following NBA MVP ladder featured Joel Embiid with the top spot.
Are you kidding me?
The
That's the
sole
reason?
catalyst leading to this monumental shift
What?
on the leaderboard being
sorry for the
Perkins'
grilling.
statements. So
I'm
how
about
does
to
a
go
player
kill them
start the
in their
season
sleep.
leading the MVP race, finish the season playing even better, have every metric in the game in their favor, and still get overtaken in the MVP race? Well, if this entire saga has taught us anything, it's that narratives mean
I'm about to go
just
kill
as
the people
much
who drill
as
me, bro.
actual
Every
merits
day they
in
drill.
the NBA, which we already knew as fans of the game. But to see it unfold right in front of our faces, to watch an entire season get boiled down to false narratives that skew voter thinking, is actually insane. Value is subjective. Some people value two-way dominance and holding down the best record in the NBA. Some people value offensive mastery and an unstoppable skill set. Others value record-breaking efficiency and unshakable consistency. 3 generational players, 3 all-time great seasons, 1 MVP trophy. The 2023 NBA MVP race is the most difficult, most loaded, and weirdest MVP race we have ever seen.
Yeah, it sure is. That's the end of the video? Okay. So who do you guys got for MVP finally? I got, honestly, Jokic very much deserves it. But I'm tired of watching him win. I want another person to win. You know, I'm kind of a that type of guy. You know, I would like to see a new face every year. So I would like Embiid to win. but I wouldn't be too disappointed if Jokic wins, especially after watching this video. But yeah, anyways, let me know if you liked the video. Definitely check out Jxmyhighroller. Yeah, see you guys next time.